Hello and welcome to the Trample Back Podcast, episode 130. I'm Gary Black and I've got a cold. He's John Walker and he's got a cold.
Hello.
He's Chris Conroy.
I'm fine.
It won't be after the next 2 hours been stuck in a room.
Yeah, after breathing in all our stale air.
No, I keep my airwaves clear and free.
With that vape.
My Wim Hof. Breathing in, letting go. You watched that recently?
Nah.
He's doing a 20-day shower challenge, you know?
Just going 20 days without a shower. I've done that.
No, he's staying in a shower for 20 days.
Cold shower for 20 days. Gary, you would fucking love it. See the job it would do in your immune system.
Yeah.
I'll send you the sticker pack.
What's the science theory behind that?
What's the science theory? What's the science theory behind it?
Good point.
Start the podcast and I'll tell you. There. Well, yeah.
We're excited.
Right, the theory. I've fucking spoke about this at length before.
Yeah, but I probably wasn't listening.
It's just your immune system gets a boost. So, science.
Sounds legit.
Check it out. I fucking love one.
Do you remember like David Blaine? Remember he used to do a standing on the beam, and then he did his. What was the coffin challenge? What was in the water?
What the fuck's happened to him? Is he just in a box somewhere and somebody's forgot about him?
It's because Vine came along and people's attention span was 6 seconds. So you wouldn't have bothered.
You can't stay in a box for 6 seconds.
No way, he's going to do this thing where he stands on top of that pillar. Right, cool, let's go see something else.
Does he not have a Vegas show? I think he does.
He's competing with Celine Dion.
No, that's no competition. You seen the magic tricks Celine Dion can do? So, John, you want to start off celebrity deaths this week?
I will. Fernando Ricksen, former Rangers player, has finally passed away, I guess. Would be it's not nice to say you're happy that it's over, but aye.
Oh, he was just suffering.
This is the dementia thing. It's like anything that just attacks your body terrifies me to my core because I know it's possible to happen to anybody. And anything where your brain and body just decide to go, I'm out. And your lungs are going, well, fuck you. I'm still working. I'm going to keep going as long as I can. So, yeah, I guess that was a wee bit sad for us. But it did feel like nobody could tell a genuine story about him. Like, you know what? Like, because somebody passes away, you are allowed to remember some weird things that he did.
Like pumping Jordan.
Did he do that?
He pumped Jordan.
Well, I don't know if I can forgive that one. But I mean, that was like Billy Dodds get like castrated almost for mentioning the fireworks story.
He should fucking have castrated his father-in-law.
Billy Dodds.
Yes. Yes.
But all in all, yeah, it's more of a relief that it's over, to be honest.
The outpouring of grief was... What's the word I'm looking for, Chris?
I'm having a minute's silence here.
I would say the whole thing was well handled.
Nah, it was massively over the top.
From who though? How many sports stars have had motor neurons disease? Jimmy Johnston's literally the only one I know.
No, I know quite a few football players, and they were involved with family members that were involved with football. It was motor neuron.
And you talked about the Billy McNeil, the Celtic heart.
At times of crisis and at times of bereavement, it just produces really, really bad art. But I've spoke to Ralph about this. Bad art, like I came full circle on it. Bad art is exactly that. It's art that's bad. But see, because they can't specifically what we're talking about here is people that have recently passed away looking down from heaven. Mm-hmm. As if they're looking down on people that are still there. The worst piece of art that I've seen produced in conjunction with the Fernando Ricksen. I've got a couple of things to say about it, and once again, I'll be callous and unpopular. I'm coming for the starting position here. A 43-year-old man passing away with a family a 43-year-old man passing away with a degenerative wasting disease is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real shame. But I think what you're getting at, Gary, is the circus that then comes after it.
Yeah.
Right. So
Who's the most upset?
Aye. So the bad art that I'm talking about, and you've mentioned Jimmy Johnson, as Jimmy Johnson and Fernando Ricksen both vying for the same ball, with Jimmy Johnson in his 1960s era Celtic strip and Ricksen and his heyday Rangers strip. Now,
is the implication that they're playing an old firm game in heaven?
Aye, or I don't know where it shows the two teams together. So, when it was shared in a couple of the group chats that I'm in, people got upset when I asked what the score was in that game. Now, if you are going to produce bad art, be prepared for it to be critiqued. But bad art is bad art for no other reason than somebody making it. Mm-hmm. They're not making it for money. They're not making it for positive reviews. So it is essentially art for art's sake.
Yeah.
So it's one of the worst ones I've ever seen was a barber's tribute to 9/11. Like sort of the Barbers Association in New Jersey, we'll never forget, and then the Twin Towers. You know, it'd been that kind of sort of meshed together. Mm-hmm. I'm going, right, okay, that's them. That's them said their piece. It's so I'm coming for the starting position of a 43-year-old man. Just a horrible, horrible thing to happen. People then adding in who they are as if it's going to help the family.
Yeah.
R.I.P. person that's passed away, Kevin, Stoke City supporter.
Yeah.
So they add in that Stoke City or Accrington Stanley or Everton. You know, if something comes up for the Justice for the 96 in the Hillsborough campaign, and that's absolutely scandalous the way the Sun's treated those victims, and that's coming from an Everton supporter.
Yeah.
As if the team you've been forced to support as a child adds weight to your opinion that is already fucking obvious to the world. Mm-hmm. Here's some bad art I made.
Well, it's the reason why the papers structure it in the way they do. See years ago, if I'd seen a paper make the errors that they made on the Ricksen obituary, I would have went, oh, that's a mistake or an edit.
Sky Sports
put a picture of Dado Purcell up. Right?
And they've got the rights to the fucking Scottish
League, and we've let them have it. So my thing, see if I'd seen that 10 years ago, I'd have went, oh, somebody's fucking put the wrong photo up. What I know for a fact is, see everyone posting the same nice message on retweet and copy and paste. So whether it's Rotherham, Falkirk, Stirling, Edinburgh City, all the same tweet, all the same words. See, to get your tweet noticed, you need to do something fucked up. So see, when the Sun have did their bit at the Daily Record, they've went, let's do something different to get rage because people aren't going to read past X. So see in the first paragraph, mention his coke problem at Zenit, because folk are going to go mental at that. That's how you make your one the most shared one. Not because it's better journalism, because you've pissed off so many people. Because everyone could just write a nice obituary and go, it's really sad.
What about this one? There was there was one out of my head there.
Sports people?
No, it was...
The Daily Record put the video in Michael Mole's face when he arrived at the airport to tell him Ricksen had died.
You're joking?
And they took it down after 22 minutes. But they posted a video of Michael Moles finding out he was dead and crying. The guy posted it.
Why the fuck? The papers the past month between
Ben Stokes, Graham Thomas, the rugby player.
Gareth
Thomas.
Sorry. Gareth Thomas. What is this ramp up? What was the one in my head there? It was the fucking bad art equivalent. They've done it with Lee Griffiths. His first goal coming back after the big long layoff, and it was just like a a beam of light shining on him. Almost religious. And kind of you're going, fucking, this is terrible, terrible art.
It's the visual equivalent of people that phone up the radio to do their poems.
That was What was the...
I've just written a poem. We're not asking for poems. I bet it'll just take 2 seconds.
Do you know what? I had the thing in my head. See when a 14-year-old girl goes, a 14-year-old autistic girl goes missing in Devon, and then in Facebook, the appeal comes on, and there's Elaine shared in Motherwell.
Yeah.
You can share it. Or are you saying, right, that's Motherwell covered, nobody else needs to share it because I have the whole fucking area on my timeline? This is it covered. 14,000 people in the ML1, ML2, all the way up to ML5. I've got a good portion of Hamilton covered as well. Motherwell, shared Motherwell.
Well, it's the same as our ambassador programme. You don't want overlapping areas.
Oh, fucking don't mention that. We'll be getting messages about it.
There's also a thing I think about, and maybe it happens in other cities, but there's definitely a thing when it's an Old Firm player, as coming from outside the bubble.
No, but I thought,
like
are you fucking joking me? You did not get brought in that house and you're outside the bubble, Gary.
I know, you're rebelling, Gary.
Sorry,
fucking hell,
from
man.
inside the bubble. It's fucking...
All those years at Dumbarton trying to kid on you were something you weren't. But I think there's a responsibility on the media where, see some of the people that they interviewed at the outside Ibrox Stadium, when see the woman whose greatest memory of Ricksen was the tussles with Scott Brown.
Yeah.
You're going, fuck, with Hibs?
Aye.
Has nobody fact checked that and put that out? You have a responsibility to the women, because that woman's just going to get absolutely...
Also for me, the bit that annoyed me, and it shouldn't, because I'm trying to get big on not letting things annoy me that don't need to.
Good luck.
Neil Lennon and Peter Lawwell turned up to Leigh Reef, right? Folk shouldn't be tweeting that's massive respect. I mean, it is, but do you really think Neil Lennon sits at home wishing people to die and wouldn't be like, oh, that's a shame that professional that I played with and worked against? It shouldn't be like a big shock that, you know what, see it core values, if you remove our stupid little rivalry in a football pitch, people actually still care if people die.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't have been treated like a massive, it should be like, that's nice.
Aye,
but
he's a person first and foremost rather than...
Aye.
And this is why it's a sad thing. It's a 43-year-old man with a family who are then left without you know, him and the wife. That is the sad thing. Everything else is fucking baubles and decoration. See the media, see the videos that you used as supporters outside the ground.
Yeah.
See the amount of them that says, I can't believe it. What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? I can't believe it. Do not fucking share that.
It's like the first sentence of almost every one of was suffering from an incurable disease.
Can't believe it.
It's a relief now, Gary, now.
Well, when I said I was glad...
Yeah, you meant...
Right, you say your back then, I'll say mine.
Yeah. Yeah, you said you were glad and you meant it in
do you
the
know
nicest
what's
sense.
do you know what's a bit shitty? And I don't mind admitting it. We know what team I support. See when Billy McNeil passed away, it was sad. See when Jimmy Johnson passed away, it was sad. They're horrible things. See when Fernando Ricksen passed away, see when Davy Cooper passed away, see when Phil O'Donnell, it's sad. It's young people or people that have played a part in stories that you've heard before. But it fucking happens to us all. We're all going to be dead.
Nobody gets out.
And see, the more that you remonstrate and try and fight the Grim Reaper in part of a celebrity's behalf because they wear the right team's colours or the opposite team's colours, see the amount of people from my team virtue signalling, going. See when it happened, I was like, the place is just going to be crawling with people for other teams, and my team in particular, trying to show how good and even-handed they are. And look how bigoted I'm not by saying, rest in peace, Fernando.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Fucking tweet away. But it's sort of, but as part of the culture where we fucking do a podcast that hardly anybody listens to. So we're the fucking world's worst to comment on that shit. But see people that can barely string a sentence together. Nobody's looking for your fucking comment.
Somebody else that failed to fight the big fight porn star Jessica Jaymes.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Like, obviously, I was really annoyed by the way the Sun reported this, because the Sun, although a lot of the inaccuracies with Ricksen, they did post a nice little 2-minute montage video. They did not do the same for this woman of her career highlights.
Was Ricksen as good, a good player as they're making out?
Aye, in centre mid. When he moved to centre mid for us, he was brilliant. We shouldn't have signed Barry Ferguson back. That was a mistake. Because Ricksen was the captain. We won the league.
So the people that... God, who should be getting me to tweet with their rage for that last section?
Me.
Get me a tweet, John.
But yeah, I'm just surprised. I mean, I thought I'd completed porn, and this is the male section that we're going into. I had no idea who she is. Like, I've looked at her at length, and I've never seen her before.
I heard that you'd went that far through that you were now looking at sort of resolutions of 360 and below.
You know that way, like, people say, like, oh, I'm going to watch Endgame again. So the way I am with some porn. It's like, are they watching that one again? Sometimes it's bits you'd never seen before. It's layered.
You notice something new each time.
Layered.
But yeah, rest in peace.
Have you seen my good headphones? Oh, the white ones, the wireless ones. Got them.
Right. There was a story midweek. ASOS are selling fake earpods that are just the plastic casing for £8 per headphone for people that can't afford earpods but want to have the look.
That's just where we are as a society.
Yeah. The look is fucking awful. They look terrible.
You get a really good pair of headphones for £16 though.
They look awful.
Yeah.
Just get the wee ones actually go in the ear and don't have that stupid wee hanging out bit. There looks like something wrong with your ear.
Do you think that they're going to cause damage? The radio waves, is there any sort of science?
Well, I would say almost definitely the rise in testicular cancer in men, to where you keep your mobile phone in the pocket, is probably a good bet over the last 20 years.
Is there a rise or is there an improvement in diagnosis?
There's less people dying from it for a start, but that's because the treatment's better.
Uh-huh.
The diagnosis could be
You can
better.
fucking see, your upsets that often, there's fucking, you can see through.
I'm in no danger of missing testicular cancer. I will pick that up in day one. I'll be like, that feels different. For 10 minutes ago.
Mum!
Mum!
Have you get my good gloves?
Where's your good gloves? The matins!
So the big story of the last couple of days is the...
You had them when you took the pizza out! Saturday!
Do it with both mittens.
See, one of the best gifts my mum got me was a pair of woolly gloves that had the... What do you call that? The silicone.
Uh-huh.
Do you know, on the mitts? Like an old style goalie glove.
I'll tell you what, text.
No, so that, see, when you went in, you had like 5 fingers in the oven rather than, do you know, kind of a mitten.
Ah, right, okay. Oh, yeah, right, got you.
So you actually wore it like a big thick glove, and it was absolutely
like an
amazing.
Oven catcher's mitt.
With fingers, no, the fingers, you could have moved them.
All right, okay.
I don't know if you could have text. The kids were hungry. let me just get this bet on.
So Thomas Cook went out of business 2 days ago.
Yeah. They're a business guy. They ceased trading.
Gary, let's take a different angle at this.
Okay.
Everybody's talking about Thomas Cook now. Could you check for me when Thomas Cook started?
It was
like, who was Tom Cook?
It was in the 18-somethings. Let me just...
18?
Aye. This company's...
When did they go public? That's the next question I need answered.
I don't think I've ever booked a holiday with Thomas Cook.
I went to Cancun with them.
Were they good?
The plane was there.
What's the reason for them going bust? Less people going on holiday, or?
The banks wouldn't lend them any money so they were insolvent of a cash flow. Not that they didn't have any money,
but yet they were allowed to still operate in Europe?
They opened a new store last Wednesday,
Right.
in a mall in England. So they obviously thought they were going to get the
dough.
money somehow.
And they were trying to get money released for credit card companies as well. That was the other big thing. I honestly didn't know how any of this worked, but it does make sense from a business point of view. You go book a holiday, you go pay for said holiday. Thomas Cook go, you're not going that holiday next year, so I'm not paying the hotel just now. I'm actually going to pay the hotel after your stay, and I'm going to make sure it's 60 days after your stay.
So that they're taking
They
interest.
do not pay. So if I booked that holiday Cancun, they would not pay the hotel I stayed in until 2 months after I stayed, because they could use that money to put on more planes, more flights, more staff, more bonuses. But what was obviously happening was people were getting bonuses somewhere that was more than the
Yeah, I
cash flow
think
had
that's
in.
already come out, the people at the top of the...
But because credit card companies know that they do this, and because there's obviously a risk, credit card companies don't actually transfer the money either to Thomas Cook.
Right.
So you'll see it on your credit card bill, but that's just an invisible transfer. Your credit card company send it 45 days after your trip. So see how you book it in a credit card.
So they get 45 days plus your interest, and then they get 15 days interest.
And that was what they were saying. The credit card said about £70 million they could have transferred them, but they said, no, it's not in our terms. We don't transfer it till...
You're joking. They would rather see somebody go... They would rather see somebody go under than release the funds for the interest.
Yeah. Shocking, eh?
Shitty, eh? But you're almost forced into booking on your credit card so that the insurance is covered.
Well, it makes more sense now, because that's how you get the money back. Because it's not actually left anything.
Oh, that's so clever, John.
The thing is, why is debit card payments not covered as well? Like, who made that decision?
Because
that money's transferred, it's done.
Yeah, because your bank's sending that money there and then. Your credit card's just saying, you're now liable for £1,500 to us.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
In 1841, Thomas Cook had the idea to offer arranged excursions to take people to Temperance Society meetings around Leicestershire.
Oh, fucking love the Temperance Society.
The first excursion was around 500 people who paid £1 each for a return train journey from Leicester to Loughborough. In 1845, he arranged a party to travel from Leicester to Liverpool. And in 1846, he arranged 350 people to go from Leicester on a tour of Scotland.
All with the Temperance Society?
Yep. And then in 1851, for the Great Exhibition in London, is when it first expanded out into an actual company.
In 1855, they took their first sandals booking. And the Temperance Society business went away.
When did they go public?
Thomas Cook and Son Limited. Business premises 1865.
Is any of the Cook family still involved with this, or did it get sold for?
Just a publicly run company now.
Yeah.
Private company 1842 to 1948.
I feel that there's like...
It really is the Woolworths of the travel industry going bust.
It's a sad day.
Defunct 2002, 2019. So that's not the first time they've gone out of business.
Yeah. But bear in mind, Thomas Cook Indies and that's still staying open.
Interestingly, they're keeping their history.
Right, all those flights that they did, they're keeping. They're the most successful flying agency.
So
yeah, they wanted £200 million from the government.
They've got free Temperance Society time.
Do you know what? I'm a lot more comfortable with the government giving them $200 million than bailing out the banks.
Yeah.
I bet Thomas Cook weren't going to give them any share in the business for it.
The $200 million...
The government got a percentage of the shares.
If I've got this
Deborah
right,
Meaden done the question, they just went, nah.
The $200 million was to put in the bank to convince the banks to lend them more. So the £200 wasn't enough money to keep them running. It was just enough money to have them say, look, we've got £200,000 in our bank, so you can lend us millions and millions more.
For once, the government actually made the right decision. They went, no, this isn't an investment. We can't handle it.
What about the fucking money that Boris was giving the girl he likes hanging about with? He may or may not be shagging.
The Queen?
No, it's an American...
She's not tall.
An American diplomat?
I don't know. See if somebody's paid for their own portfolio of photographs. They're not an ex-model. But they're describing this girl as an ex-model. And she looks like one of those girls that paid for her own photographs.
Isn't everyone a model now?
The rumour on the internet is when Laura Kuenssberg found out that she was doing it for free, she was raging.
Oh,
No one wants to be the other woman.
So
Other.
how many other Thomas Cook businesses are there that are staying open?
None, they're all shutting.
No, they're not.
Are they not?
Thomas Cook Indie's
know.
staying open. There's about 3 or 4 that are staying open, and they operate in other regions.
Oh,
It's just, I guess, whatever their incorporation of our area is, UK to Europe.
territory.
there are now stories coming out about the hotels around the world.
Do you want to do your banhammer in this?
Should we do that? Yeah.
I just put it on 11. It's
Yeah.
Okay.
So the banhammer for this, for me, is, I guess we really struggled to try and word this. Gary, you
this is
the best we came up with was one-up virtuousness.
yeah. So
Which actually ties into what you were saying as well about the football.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, my mate Stu has had his wedding booked in Cancun for 2 years now. Booked with Thomas Cook, as have, I think it's 25 couples that were going as well, on the same flights for 2 weeks to get married in Cancun, which is meant to be next month, which is now up shit creek. He made the mistake of actually tweeting that he was upset about the fact that his wedding plans are now fucked up.
Ouch.
But obviously, he was not allowed to tweet that because 13,000 people have also lost their jobs.
Yeah.
My banhammer's around. You're allowed to care for more than one thing at a time.
No, you can only have sympathy for one group of people.
And you're saying that's the people at the top of the tier?
Yeah.
And those are the people...
who's the people at the top of the tier?
Right, so I think it's the people who didn't have a holiday booked and are also employed. And they can go...
What, they're the chief mourners?
Aye. People have lost their jobs, so have got mortgages to pay. How dare you care about your fucking wedding day that you've planned for 2 years with a girl that you've met and loved?
Today I seen that also being one-upped.
Oh.
My thoughts are not with the people who've lost their jobs because they've got their government will support them and they can find new jobs. My thoughts are with the independent hotel owners abroad who are going to lose out on money and they could lose their businesses.
And what about the local chefs that provide the food to those hotels?
Exactly.
What about their families?
What about the local fish that will not be caught? They'll be fucking delighted. See? Greta Thunberg gets her way again.
They can't tweet though, so...
Stop trying to think of a fish Twitter punch. I can fucking look at his face there, man. Just let it go.
There is a big problem online of people.
That was the one that got away. And that's how a pro does it.
Yeah.
That's me putting my place. There is a big problem online of people insisting that you can only have sympathy for one person.
Yeah.
But it's the binary nature of the media.
Yeah.
It's black or white, on or off, left or right.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so it's just you're allowed to care about your own thing whilst also you don't need...
See when you explain that to somebody, absolutely blows their foot. See if they're really thinking about it. Like I've said this recently, the conversation with a stranger, and it was about he's fucking homeless. Do you know what kind of something needs to be done about it? I can't remember about the two. The example I always use when I get into that conversation is the one that came up about the Glasgow effect, where they gave the artist 30 grand to chuck her job at Dundee Uni to do an art project, and it was misnamed the Glasgow effect, and people were raging that an artist had been given 30 grand when it was food banks.
Yeah,
I'm going, well, the two things can't exist at the same time.
Yeah,
like just because you've gave money to one doesn't mean that you shouldn't give money to the other. You should give money to both of them. Like, both of them are required. It's not the arts or the homeless. Like, or the hungry.
Right. Well,
it's the same in almost any news story of, like, something being built or something being fixed or something new happening. Like, oh, if they got money for that, how come there's still homeless people on the street?
The only bit I disagree on slightly on this
because
is
of our draconian drug laws.
If we compare it to within how the government spend money, they're working on a budget that is set. So where we're saying my mate Stu can be upset about his wedding and also feel bad about the job losses because he doesn't have a cost benefit on it. He's just looking at his thing and going, my wedding's fucked now.
Does Stu listen to a podcast?
No.
Good.
But we can tag him in this bit. But where it's like, why are you not spending money on at hospitals, but you're spending money on a refugee programme? You go, right, okay, what was the budget though? Are we still within budget of that programme? Because if we are, it's fine.
I think the only way I could feel unequivocal sympathy for Stu and his future bride is if he worked for Thomas Cook as well.
I've not asked him.
So
where are you currently working? Imagine that was the irony.
If he says 80 Mays.
For Virgin Atlantic.
Aye.
Part of the problem with this as well is that
businesses are really poorly run.
Yeah, but the rumours that Thomas Cook were in serious trouble have been going around for months, a couple of months.
Were they all talking about it at Travel Agents Club?
Well, no, that's the place they weren't talking
Tell you
about
what,
it.
I'll tell you. Oh, sorry, Gary. I'll let you finish.
Thanks.
No, I won't. See when we were in Iceland. Right, on you go. Sorry.
On you go.
No, on you go. After you.
I insist.
Gary, you don't come up with that many points, so I'm going to let you finish this one.
Thanks. The people that are affected by this are disproportionately less well off, because the people who kept up with the news and were looking into what was happening weren't booking with Thomas Cook.
Right.
So the people who were out looking for a really cheap deal and thought they'd got a really good bargain are the people who are now fucked.
No, the reason I've never booked with Thomas Cook is because I've never booked a holiday out of a brochure. I've never walked in off the street and booked it in there. Like, I've just never done that.
Yeah.
I've looked for the best deal online or teletext.
Yeah.
And Thomas Cook to me was always a brand going, they're going to be a wee bit dearer.
Mm-hmm.
So see the people that, could afford to spend a wee bit more on their holiday, I find it really hard to find sympathy with them because I don't go that many holidays.
That was the case, but in the last 6 months,
okay,
with the rumours that they were quite public, that they were in trouble, those people that had money stopped booking their holidays with them. So they had to cut the prices of their holidays.
Right.
So people walked by the high street and went, oh, look, no way, they're doing holidays that cheap. I'll book it.
I'll just go into this Cash for Gold next door, sell my ring and then go in there and pay this cash.
Aye. I know somebody who had a holiday booked for their family in October, and on Friday they went into the local Thomas Cook branch because they heard that it was about to collapse, and there was a woman paying cash for a cruise because it was like 50% off, and the girl at the counter was taking it.
Well, she does surely realise that she doesn't know any better.
Well,
unless you just stuck it in her shoe.
I'll make it easier for you. There was Rangers fans still paying £600 for a season ticket when we all knew it was going on.
Exactly, that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
Can I just?
But only the people at the very top were like, "This is fine. Let's just get as much money in than it was possible."
People who don't believe bad
Gary,
things can happen.
Who do you think the official travel partner of Rangers Football Club is currently?
Yes, I saw their tweet saying very vague. Oh, we're keeping an eye on the situation.
I mean, for anyone who's seen the prices, they were not. Rangers weren't using them because it was ridiculous. That was how they were making their money.
Yeah.
For a trip to Spartak, there was 40 tickets available last year for Spartak Moscow.
Villains stick together. And
it was £530 for a day trip to Moscow, and nobody took it.
Yeah.
Everyone just booked their independent travel.
That's nice to know that nobody took it, because you'd assume there'd be people who go, oh, if that's the official partner, I'll definitely go with them.
The day trip suits people who, like myself, who don't get paid if they miss work. So I was kind of looking, going, if it's £300, £400, I'll do the day trip. But I was like, £540, fuck off.
What point was I going to make before you interrupted?
Probably something really poignant.
Do you think so?
He always does.
Some faraway eyes. One of those ones where I stand up to make my point. Like Westlife at a key change. But what were we talking about just before? Before you made that point.
You know the thing that annoys me about this? Is it's just a cycle of people thinking that they're the right person. I made the point about the person that controls Thomas Cook's Twitter.
Yeah.
I probably don't give a fuck that they lost a job, because I also don't care about how much I abuse the ScotRail Twitter guy or girl. I just don't.
That's because they're faceless.
Yeah, but this is getting on to my point. There was a girl who posted a picture of herself on her last flight working with Thomas Cook. So she's taking a picture with her pal. She's stunning and she's very happy, but she's posted saying, really upset that this is my last flight I'll ever take with Thomas Cook. And then people start abusing her, going, you don't look fucking sad. And you're like, right, what are we doing? I can go through that person's Twitter and find a tweet about them saying how sad it is that people have lost their jobs, but because you've seen a hot woman looking happy, because she didn't know she was losing her job, you're then going to abuse her, go, you don't look fucking... Do you want her crying in the photo? Would that make you feel better?
Yes, it would.
I just don't get
I want to see the tears of a child before I'm happy.
See when I was talking about the bad art, right? Talking about bad art, and I think the best how to phrase this. How people jump on anything. See if it's wearing the right strap, they'll jump on anything.
Yeah.
And totally having a pop at my own side. See if Thomas Cook wanted... What was it? Do you know what we were having a pop at? Do you know how the conversation started? The fucking Liam Gallagher album coming out. Right.
This is linked somehow, it's fine.
Right. So, Ralph phones me yesterday. He's like, what you up to? I says, oh, mate, thank fuck you phoned. I am 4 songs in to the new Liam Gallagher album.
Did you get the special edition?
Just on Spotify. He says, what the fuck are you listening to that for? I have a friend who listens to the podcast, Gary Nelson. Listens to the podcast at work on a Friday. Gary, I know you're going to get this after your holiday to Ibiza. Right, that was the other point I was going to make. See, every time I'm sitting on a flight going on holiday, I'm going, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. See, halfway through the holiday, I'm not bothered if it crashes in the way back. See, as long as I get my fucking holiday,
Aye.
you're going crashing away. So see those people that are stranded. Have another couple of beers, chill out. Everything's still here when you get back, unless you work for Thomas Cook. And then, so right, I'll tell you the story about Nelly, Gary Nelson. Before he's been chatting with a pal about the price of his holiday. Pat McQuaid, friend of the podcast, pays to the Patreon, doesn't he? Fucking listen. he's the Groupon voucher. Of the Patreon crew. Thanks, Patrick. Patrick books 4 nights in Fuerteventura. Nelly says to me, he says, see, for the same price Pat paid for Fuerteventura, he could have had a week in Ibiza like us. Eh? How's the dafties there, eh? He's like, good deal, Nelly. Nelly puts into the group chat last week, I can't find that, I'm fucking raging. His missus, who he refers to as the Welsh Wizard. Amy.
Please tell me she's not Welsh.
Amy's a brilliant lassie. Amy, the Welsh Wizard, has booked the flights in Ryanair. Two of them for 183 bangers to Ibiza return, right? So she's put in the name, and it's fucking, I think it must be the auto-populated. This must be how Ryanair makes money off it. So she's put her name in as Miss Amy, surname. And then she's put Nelly's name in as Mr. Gary, her surname.
Hey.
So it's different for the passport. So they notice a couple of days before they go, and Ryanair want £115 to change the fucking...
Fucking hell.
So Nelly's going to have like a fucking kep. He's fucking raging, right? Phones them up on the premium rate phone line, gives the boy the situation, but he's not really listening to Nelly when he's fucking telling him. And the boy says, right, cut to the chase. We'll do this quick, Mr. Nelson. I will do it on the phone right now. Right now, I will change the name for you for £160. He's gone, you were only charging me £115 online. I fucking phoned you and you wanting more. So he's raging. So Nelly is a huge fucking Liam Gallagher fan. And I've got a real problem with the whole nostalgia thing. Going, I don't think they've done anything relevant since Morning Glory. Let it just be in the past, move on, listen to something different. But I know that I'm going to fucking argue till I'm blue in the face every time a Liam Gallagher track for the album gets put into the chat, and see if I'm going to do that. I'm going to listen to the album, I'm going to pick fucking holes right in it all over the place. Now, for people that haven't listened to the album yet, he encourages people to do a lot of remembering on it. There's a couple of words he says quite a lot, like words that he's good at saying and has said in the past, like time and friend and line. There's
Shine.
a lot of that, a lot of rising, a lot of walking.
Am I right in saying he didn't write a word of it?
I don't know.
I believe he didn't write any of the songs on this.
Adele's songwriters, producers. The whole thing's well produced, blah, blah, blah. People fucking that buy into it are going to buy into it. And me and Ralph were in the conversation of going, do you know what? There is just a generation of people, and there are people who hang about are always just going to be into the same thing. They're not looking for anything new. So I said to him, I don't even know why fucking Adidas just every month don't bring out another green trefoil tracked hood top to sell to my mates every week. Manchester, green and white, sell it. It'll sell by the fucking bucket load, right? I says, see Thomas Cook? See if Thomas Cook had painted a fucking plain green with Bobby Sands' face on the fucking tail, a shamrock out the fucking nose, and they were doing 4-hour day trips to fucking Lisbon, wee Jay doing the fucking safety announcement. They could run the fucking thing 8 times a day. People would just say, take my fucking cash. Now, if Thomas Cook don't run with that now, then I can't give them any more business advice.
The other thing I'd seen today was people complaining
Shine
that when they went to rebook flights for other holidays they were trying to book, the price of flights is now quadrupled.
It's the dumbest argument ever.
It is a dumb argument, but the response from the airlines was, well, you see, this is all done by an algorithm. We don't actually control it. See, if the prices were too low, there'd be a way to fix that algorithm on the spot.
So you're putting that forward as a banhammer, because I'd like to tag something on it.
I go for it, sorry.
Me and Ralph were due to go to Leeds Friday to Monday to watch the World Cycling Championships. 2 weeks ago, Ralph does the hotels, and we go through booking.com.
Right.
Booking.yeah.
Booking.no. 150 quid each for 3 nights in the Hilton City in Leeds. Right. So the total booking comes to 298, right? 150 quid each. That's it. So we're due to go on Friday. Ralph got an email today at 7 minutes past 4. They'd pulled the booking.
Yep.
Cancelled it.
For any reason?
No.
It's the cyclists.
No. My idea was that it was Leeds Bradford being close. That an airlines just went, right, we'll take those 50 rooms, we're going to be needing them. And they'll be paying 3 times the rate that we're paying.
Nah, it'll be the cyclists. They'll have booked out rooms for cyclists and stuff.
Why didn't they book them fucking 6 months ago?
They won't have known. They might have been flying in for a different inn, they're coming at a different time. It'll definitely be that.
We're driving down for Glasgow.
I've seen that with football, and when we've turned up when we've had mates cancelled booking, we've found out the football team was staying at that hotel.
Well, I'll tell you what, subsequently, they are going to get the fucking fright of their life when I take my Lilo there on the Saturday morning. Because I was promised a Liverpool, and there's not one at the one that we've booked for £100 more. Ralph, see, he got the email at 7 minutes past 4 and phoned the hotel at 17 minutes, so it's 10 minutes. They went, what the fuck's happening with this booking? He says, we can see that you've cancelled it. I says, I've never cancelled it.
Booking.com have cancelled it.
Booking.com have cancelled it. So Booking.com are my grubby-fingered rat-bag banhammer this week.
Wow. So have you managed to book somewhere else?
Aye, for £100 more. Do you know what I mean? There was 2 weeks had passed in between. Yeah. A week had passed in between. You're going, the prices rise. Going, absolutely shocking behaviour.
That stinks.
And they've got it sewn up. See, when you go into Trivago, you try and give them the business, the link just links you to fucking booking.com. Yeah.
See, if you actually do look into it, see quite a lot. You will find the same price on the actual website, but it's so annoying it won't take you to that.
So, see if find sympathy with travel companies just now. Very fucking slim. And I tell you something else, see the complaint of going, my holiday to Cancun. Oh, fuck.
None of them are feeling bad about your extra £100 cycling watching trip.
I know.
Exactly.
Aye, but the same token, I'm going to have a swipe directly at them when I get a couple of pints. I might have a couple of pints again this weekend. See people telling it as a story, like some kind of fucking childhood trauma. Like, not many people know this, but when we decided to get married, go and fuck it, you'll live.
They might not.
And as my good friend Greta Thunberg says, less flights are a good thing.
Mm. So this is the UN conference that she sailed to that's on this week, right?
Yeah.
I seen her giving Trump the good old stink eye.
Fucking cracking bit of camera work, eh?
Yeah.
I wish she had lasers on her eyes. And see, when she seen Trump, she just lasered them. Jizzed.
I mean, that would be a major crime.
It would also be very bad for the environment.
Yeah.
What, the burn?
The burning
The
of his
smoke
hair.
Release toxins.
His hair and skin is definitely a biohazard.
Also, is it like a Cyclops thing where she doesn't actually have full control over it?
Aye,
so
she needs to have glasses.
if she's in the forest, she's just cutting down trees with lasers.
This is alright because I'm slagging dead Celtic players as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aye.
Cool. Parity.
But yeah, I seen her speech.
Do you think she get too emotional?
Yeah.
Just to sell it. For
I
somebody
think-
that's done gigs, do you think you've went too far? Like, you're
Yeah.
great, but you've...
I found it's hard because the girl does have an illness, so it's hard to figure out if that is just her emotional level as to how she deals with things. Because I've seen, I'll be honest, I've seen very few people with Asperger's make as many speeches.
Also, Scandinavians don't have emotions.
But yeah, well, the thought I was going to make was I've seen her do other speeches where she's been more measured in what she said, and this felt like maybe it was a final push to be like, this is how bad this has got.
Oh, they will lose their... Like, people with autism or
But do
Asperger's
you know
will...
what old people hate? Is young people.
Crying teenagers.
Do you know what they hate more? Do you know what they hate more? Is her claiming that they've asked for help.
The left wing.
Yeah. It's like, you're like, no, you've got, Fox were calling her mentally ill. They never referred to her as Asperger, they were calling her mentally ill teenager. That's what they called her. Even for them, they kind of went, fuck this bitch, man. We're going hard on this.
Like, sometimes you use that word and I recoil a wee bit, but that is exactly the tone that they fucking took into it, going, snotty, emotional bitch cries when she doesn't get what she fucking wants.
The whole time I seen them commentating on this, I went, just say it. Just say wee bitch. Say it, because I can see it in your eyes.
Aye.
It's so painful. But yeah, she went too, it just seemed too, I think it could have been written better. But if it was her
Do you know
own...
what? No, now that we're talking about it, going, do you know what? It was fucking raw. Do you know what? The girl, the person, the environmentalist has a fucking great point. She's a brilliant point. It's that fucking nagging feeling as if I should be doing something. Fucking hate that.
Yeah, but the reality of the situation is you have... The only effect you can have is to make yourself feel better. The actual effect of you doing anything that you can physically do is not really that big a deal. You switching the light off in your bedroom when you go for a pee at night is not going to save the planet. You turning the tap off when you're brushing your teeth.
See all the investment that changed the world in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s in science, medicine, the space race, see all that stuff?
Yeah.
Money's not spent in the same way for the greater good. Money's spent now for corporate innovation.
The increasement of money.
Yeah, it's not for like see the NHS and the improvement in people's health from the 1950s was the biggest leap. Do you know what? Medical science made the biggest leaps, but the only leaps we've made in the past 20 years have been for entertainment, leisure. Do you know what? It's been technology for leisure rather than...
But also going back, like when somebody came from a town and they made their money, they went back and built a library and a town hall. And
Fucking Kobe Bryant has spent like 15 million recently
Andrew
on building
Carnegie.
building a school library and donated to a wing of a hospital. Like that in his own...
like you.
Yeah, not the same budget.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what he did. But see, I think that comes from, that is a massive... See, when you hear about celebrity in America, that seems like a big black culture thing, though, is because they've all been
because the community's wider.
The community's wider because they've had to...
But also tighten that's probably a better...
They've had to get together because it's like they were fighting something else for so long.
Yeah.
As we've kind of just went... Like, I still find this embarrassing and I'm guilty of it. When we moved through to Cumbernauld 20 years ago, I know one of my neighbours, but see where I moved from in Linwood, because I grew up as a kid, I knew all my neighbours in every house around my block. I knew them all because I hung out with their kids. When I moved through, I didn't bother.
The main streets of Cumbernauld.
Like, I knew like one person, and I kind of went, that is quite sad that I see the same person that's in the drive next to me going to their work. I still say hi. Don't know the guy's name.
Well, is that going to be your thing this week, where you learn that guy's name? Because he's been taking your boxes in.
No, I'm the one that takes their boxes in all the time.
But you never read it at the top.
It's Mr. Something and Mrs. Something. But no, I think there's like a pure lack of community, which means that you don't then give back when you get there.
Right, I think we're up this one up here. That should get your 50 minutes out of Scanny.
So thanks for listening this far. The big surprise is we're going to do another episode this week for International Podcast Day.
Yay.
Woo! So you got double.
Fucking
Entertainment.
nearly,
Entertainment, Gary. Entertainment.
It's a new innovation in entertainment.
I nearly called you a couple of dirty names there.
So check back Sunday or Monday and celebrate International Podcast Day with us.
Please recycle.
Hello.
I never said anything.
I know. I stopped just because John was laughing.
Sorry.
I never said anything.
Sorry.
Hello and welcome.
Come on.
Hello and welcome.
Sitting there as if it's not the best bit of your week.
Hello and welcome
Do you
to
know
Trampled
that
Bat.
Lionel Messi has French Eddie Duvet covers? Make a wee drink and then I'll let you get to work.